Ooh, what do you see? What do you see? Do you see Fremontodendron? Look at this. This, my friends, is my Fremontodendron finally doing what its design intent was supposed to be, in that it getting really tall, sort of giving me a little bit of filtration between my neighbor and myself, and possibly even stopping errant basketballs from going over the fence. And it took, that thing was in suspended animation for so long. I don't give it any water anymore. But even when I gave it water, it wasn't really growing that fast. But here we are, Fremontodendron. Let's go up and take a look at it a little closer. It's a little high up for us people on the ground. This is a great plant. This is a California native plant. It's a real tropical looking plant because it gets a really dark green leaf. And there are the beautiful leaves, green, evergreen all year, and gets covered in these really shiny yellow flowers. So there's actually 3 species of this plant, recognized species. There's some hybrids too. We won't get into that. Let's talk about the species. This one here is californicum. It's kind of native throughout the foothills of California, and you'll see it around here and there. I saw it growing up by Kings Canyon, just below Kings Canyon. Big ones. In fact, I have a video. I'll try to link it below if I can remember to do that. Sometimes I say that and then I forget. But right now it's late April, probably the best, most floriferous time in California. And you can see what this plant does. It gets really tall, tons of color, and it just graces the sky. Eventually it does kind of die, and a lot of these California natives don't really have an extremely long lifespan. But this one's been here for at least 15 years. And it's, like I said, I kind of envisioned this 15 years ago. Look at the back of the backboard. It's a really ugly backboard. So when you look at it from my neighbor's perspective, I'm sure she likes that look better than the back of a backboard. Okay, moving on to species number 2. It's called Fremontodendron decumbens. And decumbens, I actually have another decumbens. I have a Brahea decumbens. And right over there, it's a little palm. It hasn't really shown itself. Low growing. I think decumbent means, low to the ground. So there is a low growing variety of species of this particular plant called Fremontodendron decumbens. And it's instead of it growing tall like this one, it just covers the ground down low. And you'd think that would be a great plant to plant in your garden. However, it only grows in some very limited spots in the southern Sierra foothills, particularly in a place called Pine Hill Ecological Reserve in El Dorado County. And it requires a certain chemistry in the soil to even grow. It's this red dirt that's got some kind of minerals in it. So you try to grow it anywhere else, and it's just like, no, I want my red dirt. Give me my red dirt. So that doesn't really work so well. Then the third species is Fremontodendron mexicanum. And that one, as the name suggests, is from Mexico, particularly northern Baja. Northern Baja is a really interesting place. It's a transition zone where you get these California natives transitioning into tropical plants. And I'll walk down the driveway and show you 3 habitats that overlap. And but yeah, there's a variety. It actually, what's interesting too, I'll show myself. You probably want to look at the flower more than me, but here I am. So I shaved, so I should show it off with the very rare times I actually shave. So the Fremontodendron mexicanum, that one actually occurs in northern Baja, like I mentioned, in the mountains. And then it also jumps the border, which is really, really cool, I think. And I had an exhibit once called, what was it called? Living Cheap in Baja, the floristic overlap of California and Mexico. No, the floristic overlap of California and Mexico, I think. And then it said something like where the where the California botany meets the tropics. Was that it? Something like that. It was really cool. I won the whole exhibit at the San Francisco Flower and Garden Show. It was based upon a guy in a van who dodged the Vietnam War, decided to just defect to Mexico and just surf the rest of his life. And I had all these native plants. In fact, one thing I did to create the backdrop of the exhibit, taking the ideas from the Christmas tree farms, where you just cut a big tree down, stick it in a bucket of water. This is Toyon. Toyon will actually grow south of the border and north of the border in all these areas that overlap with Fremontodendron mexicana and some others. And I just cut down big trees of this. I stuck them in buckets of water behind the exhibit, and it looked great. It was only 5 days, so it takes 5 days for them to look really bad. And it's kind of like lit in there, a little dark. So it was a perfect thing to do. But yeah, Fremontodendron, californicum. If you want something really tall, really floriferous, something that's going to cheer you up in spring when maybe the warm weather hasn't hit yet, like right now. And look at this. Here's a beautiful shot of my manzanitas coupled with the Fremontodendron. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, silver, green, and yellow. It's like the Oakland A's. This should be the official Oakland A's color here. The silver and gold. Or this could be, it's almost like it could be like the California State Bush, because it's got the gold. Look at the gold. But yeah, Fremontodendron californicum and a couple other related species that are interesting stories. And it's super drought tolerant. You can't, you can't ask for more than that. Look at that beautiful backdrop. Not a drop of water and not a drop of fertilizer. And you get that real dark green. It's kind of hard to show because it's getting dark out here. But there you go. And why not just show you? Here's the little Brahea decumbens. This is related to some of these plants that occur down in Baja. This is supposed to get really blue. Once it really gets going, it's getting kind of blue. Very rare species. Grows low to the ground in multiple trunks. Here is the Brahea nitida, the only Brahea that doesn't have any thorns. Super beautiful. This is the California native and now and then garden. It used to be the California native garden, but then I decided to add some of these plants that occur down in Mexico. And these plants got pushed south because of the ice age came and forced them down south. And so they used to be native here. But anyway, California, the floristic province really extends. This is not native. This is a I call that the Viagra plant from the Canary Islands. It's a long story about that. I got a video of that too. Look that one up. But then you've got Brahea brandegii, very similar to nitida, but it does have thorns here. That grows down by Cabo in the mountains. And the plant that grows right across the border from San Diego County is the Mexican blue palm. And it's named such because it looks so blue. And you can see I've got several sprinkled around here and there, and even a really, really big one. But I don't know how close the Fremontodendron comes to the closest blue palm, but they are certainly within close proximity to each other. I do know that, but I'd have to scour the environment to see if these two play with each other side by side. But anyway, that's your Fremontodendron and a little bit of history and conjecture about some of the other species that share that part of the world. Hope you have a great day. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. See ya.